What's up, folks? Happy Thanksgiving, or Black Friday, or Christmas, or whatever day it is that you're watching this. This is going to be filmed on Thanksgiving, that's why I started with that. It's been a while since our last 1v1s. My stream title before this was Cinco de Mayo 1v1s, so yeah, what is that? Over 6 months, that's some quick maths for you. But here we are. Let's see if I even remember how to commentate and how this game works. It's going to be a PvZ between our pink Protoss Timbo Slice and our red Zerg in the top left, Yellow Jello. Don't know how many games we're going to get because one of these guys most likely going to come up with an excuse and leave. So gonna leave that blank for now. Timbo being a little annoying with the probe. Loses the probe. That's a pretty big blunder, but he does get that pylon down to block the hatchery. Yellow Jello gonna be forced to take that third base. So a little bit annoying there already. Looks like Timbo going for the low ground wall. Gonna be getting that Nexus shortly. There it goes, so both players going for a fast expansion. This should favor the Protoss a little bit, just because he has it on his natural, and he's going to be on even basis with the Zerg. So for the first few minutes, probably going to give a slight edge to Timbo, especially also considering that Yellow Jello did have to take that third location. And we do have that spawning pool completed already. Not really sure what that timing was, because the pool is done, but he only has 50 gas, so I guess he went for pool hatch gas. I don't know, I didn't catch the exact timings, but kind of a weird build. Gonna have two Lings running across the map, and we've got a Zealot in production, so shouldn't be able to get a whole lot done. Maybe get a little bit of scouting at most, but there's not really too much to see anyways, so I think that'll be fine. Loses one Ling for free, essentially, and the other one about half HP. I'm gonna run in, spot the second gateway. That's kind of all there is to see, and it is gonna turn around to fight a probe for some reason. Don't know why. But now the Zergling very low on HP. I'm gonna just hang around out here, see if he can get more value in the near future. But nope, gonna die to a probe. Nicely done. Another drone? Wait, what? Two drones coming across the map. What is happening there? Okay, he does realize it before they die. But still, that's a lot of wasted time there. We know Yellow Jello with his drone rallies a little bit weird. Not sure what he's doing there. But he does have full saturation on the main, so rallying everything to the third. It's pretty standard there. We'll keep an eye out on what he does with that rally later on. We got a second or third queen rather waiting at the natural. Wouldn't mind seeing this like drop a creep tumor maybe here or over here just to get that going, because what is she doing right now? Fucking nothing. Over on the Protoss side of things, we see his tech starting to develop robotics facility, as well as a Twilight Council is done, chrono boosting that charge upgrade, as well as getting that initial observer. We know Timbo loves to start off with that pretty safe opening, kind of just getting that information. A couple more gateways going down. That's gonna put him at what? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, wouldn't mind seeing a couple more gateways, to be honest. He's got quite a bit of money, could throw down 2 more gateways, and he is going to wait. No, that was just the gas. Okay, so yeah, 500 minerals. What are you doing with that? You're not warping anything in. You're not building any structures. Like, hello, 700 minerals, 230 gas. What's going on here? Observer is flying in. Gonna spot that lair timing. Gonna see that Roach Warren in production. So if I were Timbo, start making some Immortals. And wow, right on cue. Are you listening to the stream, Timbo? That's cheating, you know. Second robotics facility in production. That's wise choice, I would say. And Overlord from Yellow Jello does get a fairly decent scout, and turns out he blocked himself. So it's gonna have to take out this gateway, a little bit of an inconvenience. Not sure why this observer came back here. Maybe he did like an all-army hotkey or something, but that absolutely does not need to be here right now. Should be getting some scouting. One little Zergling, being a bit of a nuisance, gets one probe, scouts this third timing, and we have a handful of Zerglings making their way across. It's gonna be a little tricky here. I don't think either player really wants to take this fight. Yellow Jello, however, gonna just throw them all away on the Nexus for some reason. Okay. Sure. Timbo, still floating a lot of money, not really warping in. We do see just 1, 2, 3 gateways now. Gonna put down another one, sort of like a wall for this third. It's not a great wall. It's not even a good wall. Like, maybe like block here. I know it's kind of a large area, but Zergs can be tricky, so you kind of want to bolster your defenses there. Make it trickier for them to, you know, engage, harass your third location. Yellow Jello going to be getting his 4th base over here in the corner. Kind of awkward spot because it's really far away. There's no really good 4th location on this map. I guess like you could take this forward one, but that's just so close to your opponent's base. Maybe this one is slightly closer, but again, a little bit awkward there. It does have this natural wall with these minerals. But anyways, we're gonna opt for this corner base. Yellow Jello is producing a lot of Zerglings. He is getting up his Lurker tech. He does have Hydras on the field already. They don't have their upgrades just yet. He is getting that speed upgrade first. Does he have... Yeah, he doesn't have the ranged upgrade, so I'm not sure about that order of things. The range is typically more useful. However, if you're being offensive, I guess not the worst idea to go for the speed. Big swell of Banelings being morphed over here. Let's see what he decides to do with those. Does he have the centrifugal hooks? Yes, he does. These Banelings could potentially roll in. Now, luckily for Timbo, doesn't really have great saturation here. He is transferring some probes now, but like I said before, the wall would be super helpful against this. Let's see what Yellow Jello decides to do. Maybe do like a double-pronged attack. But this is only 6 Hydras, so it doesn't really instill a lot of fear. We know Hydra's a pretty garbage unit. And here he comes with 6 Hydras. Oh my god! And they're just all gonna die, but let's keep an eye out for this massive swell of Banelings. They're gonna crash into all the probes. Oh my god! 15 go down and uses them on the Nexus. That's a crazy man right there. I don't know if that was a good choice, but it certainly was a choice. Taking out that Nexus, not too shabby there. One Zergling continuing to just chew away at this assembler, and I'm not sure why Timbo is just allowing that to happen. But it looks like Timbo going for a big counter attack now. Supplies heavily favoring the Zerg player. However, most of that is in workers. Now, if Timbo ever had a window, it would be right now. However, lurkers are on the field. There's only 2 of them, so there is a chance. Where is the detection? I don't see any, but maybe you can get those storms in. Yes, first storm does do pretty okay. Takes out one of the lurkers. But time is running out for Timbo. He does have the army advantage, but the longer this game goes on, the income is just going to overwhelm the Protoss player. 80 drones to only 38 probes. Timbo circling back around to this 4th location. Pretty all in, I would say. He is getting that 3rd up again, but again, those workers. And we caught the tail end of that, but Lurker just walking into its death there. A little bit of miscontrol by Yellow Jello, as we do expect. However, Timbo just walking into the Lurker spines. That is no bueno. Where is the detection? Hello? You have 2 robotics facilities, but they're not doing anything. So much money in the bank, but not doing anything. Timbo's window is closing very quickly, and it might fully be closed now, actually, because the army supply has evened up, and Yellow Jello barely took any damage. He lost maybe a couple lurkers, and that's about it. So things looking very grim for Timbo Slice. Yellow Jello does have his Hive Tech. He is getting the Hive Tech upgrades for the lurkers. He already has the seismic spines. Now he has the adaptive talents, so those lurkers are pretty much at their full potential. And Yellow Jello doing the right thing, getting both attack upgrades. The armor not too useful against Protoss, because Protoss units just hit so hard. You need like a, I think, 3 upgrade advantage for them to even do anything. So getting the attack upgrades, usually the better thing to do. And here comes Yellow Jello. I don't think Timbo's gonna have enough to deal with this. However, Storm's pretty good. Let's see if they're gonna be enough. Timbo just walking into the fire, and the lurker spine's just gonna be too good? Question mark. Yeah, lurker's OP. And what is this upgrade? Oh, is that the Hydra dash upgrade? Not sure. I guess is the patch live? I don't even know. It's been so long, but 4 lurkers just ripping up Timbo's base. And what is he doing? He's producing nothing. Hello? What? Hello? You've got money in the bank. You should be warping in stuff, making immortals, whatever. But okay. Timbo does clean that up, but still down quite a bit in workers. Timbo's gonna go for a counterattack, but Yellow Jello is pretty ready with this. Banelings finish, and they're gonna find these. Well, no, not crashing into the Zealots exactly, but should still be just about enough to take that out. And is Timbo gonna GG here? Maybe not quite yet, but he's pretty DED dead. Gonna lose those observers as well. And yeah, Timbo just kind of sitting on his hands right now, trying to muster up another army. But he is quite dead. Yellow Jello has everything going for him right now. He's got his 3-3. He's even working on armor now. Going to be getting a spire as well. He's got a 5th and 6th base. Even though this one's not saturated, it's fine. And big attack here from Yellow Jello. This might be the nail in the coffin for our pink Protoss player. Storm's trying to make magic happen, but it's just not gonna be enough. Ooh, a little bit of a weird unburrow there, but doesn't matter. All the Protoss units are gonna end up going down. These lurkers not even in play, but the reinforcements from Yellow Jello should be more than enough to seal the deal here. As We see Timbo slowly bleed out here. Gonna lose his third. Down to 55 supply. Not sure why he is still in this game. Yeah, down that goes. Trying to morph in some Archons. Not gonna be enough. And Yellow Jello just tearing it up. Going to secure this game shortly. Whenever Timbo decides to tap out. Because he's dead, folks. 38 army to 100. Timbo is dead. He just isn't acknowledging it yet. And he's gonna walk into some lurkers. Oh, that unburrow timing. Little bit unfortunate. It doesn't matter. Look at all of these Hydras. GG gets called Yellow Jello. I'm gonna take game number 1. Welcome back, folks. This is game number 2 in this PvZ series between our pink Protoss and a red Zerg. Yeah, pretty one-sided game number 1. It sounds like Yellow Jello kind of just had the advantage the whole game. Let's see if Timbo can give us a better showing this game. Honestly, that was a little bit sad. I guess he did have that early advantage of delaying the hatchery, forcing the third instead, but that was about the only thing Timbo had going for him that game. Let's see if either player does anything different here. Yellow Jello going to be trying to get his hatchery on 17, which is a pretty normal timing. And pretty cute move there, hiding the drone so he can throw that down. Probe gonna go in for a scout, sees nothing. So hatchery going down, pool going down, and then a extractor. I'm not sure why Yellow Jello goes for pool before gas. Normally people go for gas, then pool, so you can get 100 gas right as that finishes. Timing kind of works out perfectly to get speed. In any case, shouldn't matter all too much. Timbo going for his Nexus as well, so once again, kind of the same openings as last game. However, Yellow Jello going to be more comfortable this time around, having his second base at that natural. First Overlord going to arrive and does see the timing of that Nexus, so Yellow Jello should be fully aware of what's going on. And this wall is really bad. Look at this giant hole over here. And what is that? What? That's a crazy wall. How do I do the... There we go. Yeah, I think that's got to be a hole, right? There's 2 holes in this wall. I don't understand. Third going down from Yellow Jello. Does have speed on the way. And that's it so far. No additional tech in sight just yet. He is getting one additional queen. Would like to see more queens out of Yellow Jello. They're just such a versatile unit. And over on the side of Timbo, once again doing his Robo and Twilight thing. Not making anything out of the Robo just yet, so that is a mistake as well. You see he does have the money to make his Observer. Unless he's just not going for the Observer first. Not sure what's happening over here. This has been done for quite some time now. Yellow Jello getting 2 defensive blind spores. I'm not sure about this decision, and also there's that infamous drone rally. Why are they going from the natural to the main? I don't understand. But yeah, as I was saying, these spore crawlers, not really sure what they're for. I mean, I guess they are just safety because he didn't really see a whole lot. He is scouting now. You see that there's no Dark Shrine in sight. I guess they are a bit of defense against the Observer. Doesn't want his opponent to get all that information. But they're 2 drones. They're, I think, 75 minerals each. There is that opportunity cost there. Third base is complete, starting to saturate that up. And yeah, look at these rallies. Like, you're not even fully saturated and you're just rallying everything to the third. I mean, yeah, it's a new base, but why not just finish saturating that? Pneumatized carapace being researched from the Zerg player. That is the Overlord speed. So that tells me he's gonna try to be more diligent with the scouting, or maybe he wants to go for some cheeky little drops, or both. Let's see what happens there. 2 Zerglings working away on these rocks, and that's the only army Yellow Jello has. And here are the additional queens that I was requesting earlier, so not bad there. Timbo is building up a slight army over here. 27 army supply to the 13 of Yellow Jello. However, keep in mind, a lot of that is in queens. We do have a spire on the way, about 40% done. So if Timbo decides to go for an attack, there is an opportunity here before the spire completes. Yellow Jello is droning quite heavily, 8 more on the way. Now starting to make a few Zerglings, 14 on the way, maybe because that Zergling there did spot that move out from Timbo. 14 Zerglings, is that going to be enough? I don't think so. You're going to need more stuff, Yellow Jello, but he is close to being supply blocked. 85 out of 90. Spire almost done, but again, supply not available. And here comes Timbo Slice. Lots of the Zealots just kind of derping around, and these Banelings, Timbo doesn't know how close they are to finishing, and they... Oh, no! I don't... Ah! And, okay, well, that was a disaster for the Zerg player. Most of those Banelings crashing into the Immortal and Stalkers, so all these Zealots still alive. They take out the third base, and things are getting very dicey here for the Zerg player. Handful of mutas in production. There is not much anti-air for the Protoss, so there is a chance for Yellow Jello to defend, but how much damage will he take before then? Where are the mutas? They are at the main base defending against these Zealots, but in the meantime, the main army of Timbo is shredding up the natural base. Timbo with so much money in the bank. Where are your reinforcements? The mutas not gonna take out that Stalker. But again, look at all this money from Timbo. Where is your Warp Prism? At least warping at home, which she is finally doing. But I don't know if it matters. It looks like Yellow Jello was just caught with his pants down. These mutas, they will clean up eventually, but he's taken so much damage already. Zealot's taken out the last of the drones. One drone left, mining gas. But yeah. Just a great timing there from Timbo Slice. Caught his opponent kind of just waiting for his tech to finish. And yeah, the Zerg is gonna clean up, but he has one drone. One drone. And 10 mutas, so that's something, but at this point, Timbo has enough defenses. This third base a little bit naked, so maybe it can find some damage there, but these Stalkers, they have Blink as well, so not gonna be looking too hot for Yellow Jello. Does do a bit of a run by with the Lings as well, that's cute. But it's just too little, too late. 24 supply to the 70 of Timbo, and yep, those Lings go down, and GG does get called. Timbo is going to tie things up. Here we go, folks. The third and final game of this series, as Yellow Jello mentioned in the lobby. This is the last one, so turns out this was a best of 3. So I'm gonna fill that in now. It is tied 1-1 between our pink Protoss Timbo Slice and our red Zerg Yellow Jello. Very nice attack in that previous game out of Timbo Slice. Caught his opponent snoozing. When you snooze, you lose, and that is what happened to Yellow Jello last game. Probe making its way across the map. Gonna be annoying. Drone going to maybe... yeah, it is gonna get down there. Timbo had a chance to block it if he was paying attention, but he was probably focused on other things. So... good start from Yellow Jello, going to be able to put his hatchery down, and this time he is going for the gas first, so maybe he was listening the last game. I'm not sure why he changes this up sometimes, because that's not, there's no mind game in that. This is just the better opening. Unless you delay gas altogether in favor of mineral income, that's another story. But anyways, gas then pool. You should have 100 as that pool finishes. Timbo going for that Nexus as well. And double gas in the main. As we just wait and see how these openings shape up. Pool finishes, 100 gas. And that's just clean. That's just why you go for that build order. What was that? Why? Okay. Hatchery done. Double queens in production. Timbo getting a second gateway, researching that warp gate. Once again, this wall is gaping, just like Timbo's butthole. And this time that forge placement looks a little better. Yeah, it just has one slot there. And would like to see him like start making other units, maybe an adept behind this. We know Yellow Jello not really one to go for those big rushes, but it's always safer to have something back there. We do have this Overlord from Yellow Jello in the back of the natural, so he spots these probes mining. He knows that natural is there, but would like to see it maybe like over here or over here, just to see like what's in front of the wall. This is not a very useful position. Like the most you can see is the third and fourth gas timings. That's about it. Another Overlord here, keeping a close eye on this pile of money. Not sure what that's all about. We have a Baneling Nest on the way from Yellow Jello. Interesting choice. I wonder if he wants to go for some kind of bust. We do have the third and fourth queens out on the field. Should be dropping creep tumors. Yeah. So there's one there, another two there. So that creep spread gonna get out of control pretty quickly. Stalker gonna try to shoo away this Overlord. I don't think it should go down. Warp gate finishing up. We do have 3 zealots on the field. Robotics facility starting its immortal production. Observer on the way to see what it can see. We're gonna have an evolution chamber in production as well, and layer being morphed in the natural base. I like that choice, morphing it over there. It gives this base a little more HP, because if you lose your natural, you're probably losing the game anyway, so giving that a little more defense there, because that's the most likely place to be attacked. Observer spots the third as well, sees the low saturation there, so should be aware that that was just recently finished. And ooh, 2 drop Overlords being morphed. Pneumatized Carapace being researched once again. So going for a cheeky Baneling drop. Okay, let's see if that gets any damage done. Let's see if Timbo is keeping an eye on the minimap and if he's going to be able to pull his probes in time. Timbo is focusing on an army right now. Looks like he wants to go for another attack. Here comes the... Wait. He's just going to drop them... What? Okay, so that's not really like a good thing to do. Now, Timbo not paying attention, however, gonna lose 9 probes. And if there was one more Baneling there, that would have been even worse. Look at how many weak probes there are over there. Yeah, that was kind of a weird choice to drop them over here in view of the pylon. But luckily for Yellow Jello, Timbo was not looking at the minimap. Usually you want to fly the Overlords over the mineral line and drop them right on top of the probes. But still fairly decent damage there. 9 probes going down. Not sure why this Overlord coming back in does get taken out. Doesn't really see anything new that the Banelings didn't see before. But that's going to give Yellow Jello a 23 worker lead. Armies pretty even. Yellow Jello getting a lot of tech right now. He has the Hydra Den, getting 2 upgrades on the Evo Chamber, going for a Spire and a Nidus as well. I feel like he's trying to do too much. Let's see if that bites him in the butt. And Timbo kind of deterred from that little Baneling harassment. It did feel like he wanted to attack and maybe still does, but that's been delayed quite significantly. CFC still decides to do something here. We've got a handful of Ling Bane over here. That's a pretty decent amount. Fourth base on the way as well, and so yeah, I feel like Yellow Jello was doing a lot here, but he's pretty rich. Maybe slacking on the macro a little bit. Let's see what happens. Nidus on the way. Timbo does spot it, so he is going to react. Is it going to be quick enough? Nidus does finish just barely, but Timbo shows up in time to take it out, so good awareness that time around from the Protoss player. This caused his opponent to waste some of those resources there. And looks like Yellow Jello kind of just abandoning that idea. So lots of wasted resources in that Nidus network, in that other opening there. Both players floating quite a bit of money. Timbo kind of forced to throw up some static defense. Yellow Jello going for the frontal attack instead now. Two Lings coming in to spot the army placement. And is that going to deter the Zerg player? Looks like no. Timbo's going to come out to greet him. Is that the right choice? Baneling kind of just wasting on a lot of nothing. And the accidental wraparound, that might favor the Protoss player. Yeah, I don't think he meant to do that. If he did, credit to Timbo. But yeah, I don't know where those zealots came from to go for the sandwich there. But that was a nice move. And Timbo going for the counter now. And Yellow Jello just doesn't have enough. Running in with Zerglings, that's not enough Zerglings. You are going to have to back this third. And it looks like, yeah, he is going to do that. Maybe go for a counterattack run by with these Zerglings. Third of the Zerg going down. And these Lings finding some counter damage back at the home base of the Protoss player. A few Hydras in the mix as well, but they're just kind of derping around. Look at them. They do finally attack, and here is the Protoss attack. Things are getting crazy. Is this a base trade? But keep in mind the Protoss can recall. Both players losing a base so far. However, this lair almost certainly going to go down. Lurkers being morphed right in Timbo's face. This is getting wild, folks. And no recall in sight from Timbo. He is just going straight into the main, and Yellow Jello kind of wasting time on these refineries. Go into the main, take out some of that infrastructure. But Yellow Jello does have this secret hidden base here. He is going to lose probably everything back at home. And what are these units doing? Hello? You need to be doing something to such a dicey time. And a lot of Zerglings just snoozing. And we know what happens when you snooze, folks. Say it with me. When you snooze, you lose. And it looks like those Lurkers in the main have been taken out. So all that's left for Yellow Jello is this little squad of Ling Hydra. This Protoss army has been uncontested back in the Zerg base. And these spawning Zerglings just running to their deaths over here. There's that infamous Yellow Jello control there. This third or fourth base, whatever you want to call it, also going to be dying probably. And amidst all the turmoil, Yellow Jello has found time to spread creep in a useless location. Should be focusing on doing stuff with his army. He allowed his opponent to shore up his defenses back at home, so this is going to be real tricky here. there is that recall from Timbo, and that is just going to be way too much. GG does get called, and Timbo going to take the series 2-1.